Yo, what's up, gamers? So, first things first, I found my mic pop filter, whatever. So, no more scuffed mic. But second, um, I'm on the last area of the power plateau, and I don't have it fully maxed out yet. But that doesn't matter because we can actually save 1.2 million alone on the third setback by not having to level it up to max while still being able to max the resources for the entire Valley 4 area. So yeah, that's really what the main purpose of this is about. And then I'm gonna go do an overview on the entire Valley 4 and Wuling, all my subpacks and hubs, show what I have. But yeah, as you can see, I am missing two upgrades. I'm missing one upgrade on the depot and one upgrade on the space. But that doesn't matter because I have two blueprints right here. A level 2 pack battery. It's level 2 because you only need level 2 on the sub pack in order to place it. Um, and boom, you can actually craft a full like one-to-one everything you need uh on one sub pack. No messy nothing. You just place it down, and there is a one trick that you're gonna have to do, which is just place this depot unloader down here. You're gonna add a Sandleaf. I have it marked Sandleaf. You're gonna add a Sandleaf to it, and then you're gonna add your two Sandleaf farms up top. You have those set up, and boom, you have an entire LC, HC battery, whatever it's called, without needing to do a max level sub pack on the areas. You can save like 1.2 million by doing this. And over the course of all three of your sub packs, you can actually save at least 3 million on your sub packs alone. And you don't even need a max level hub, like the main hub as well. So you're saving upwards of like 3 million bills early game from basically just copying these two blueprints and placing them on the sub pack. All right, so that blueprint works for the batteries, and I actually have a separate blueprint that's basically the same thing for Citrome. You place this one down, almost the exact same setup. You come down here and you place your unloader, and you set this one to Citrome instead. Now the only difference between this one, the Citrome and the battery is Citrome actually requires two extra leaf farms. So you need two sand leaf on top of needing two citrums, where the battery only needs two sand leaf. So this means that you have to essentially place an extra farm. You have to place your sand leaf farms on a separate map and an extra citrum farm on an extra map. So you need three farms um, wherever, like on a different base, preferably your main base. But yeah, this will save you a bunch of space. You can literally do this for every sub pack and save like 3 million bills early game from not having to expand your sub packs to max level because they're pretty expensive. But yeah, back to the this first base. I'm just gonna do a showcase of what like my current end game build looks like. My current end game bases, since this is the only one I don't have max level. I'm not really using that strat that much anymore, especially since I max leveled my main base. But yeah, this is gonna be a recap of my last video. Like obviously I have a better mic now. I found the pop filter. I have a pop filter. So yeah, the video is just gonna be a lot more clear than the last one. So we're gonna start off with basic parts, steel parts and crystal parts. Now these three you can farm till they're max and then you can take them off the map. It's not necessary to keep them on there. You're just gonna be using this for most of your early game stuff. This is gonna help you build gear early game. This is also all the mats you need in order to make most of the buildings, most of the facilities, like all the facilities you craft are gonna require this, right? You go to the grinder, you're gonna need ferrium, You come over here to the gun towers. They're going to need steel parts, and your zip lines are going to need crystal parts. So you have all that here to build any type of gear and also any type of tower. You're going to need these. Let me start showcasing my main bases. So I'm going to go back to the hub base and just show what I currently use now that I have the main base, the main hub unlocked.
Entering core AIC area.
So we're going to come over here. We're going to place one one Citrome A, or we're gonna have two Citrome A's and then the two batteries that are stuck in the corner. So we're gonna place one Citrome A right here. We're gonna do the left battery, I believe. Yes, right here, stuff it in the corner. We're gonna come over here, mirror it with the right battery right there, and then place a secondary Citrome A. So doing this, having four of your purple crafters here is actually gonna free up an entire subpack. So I don't even need my level 2 subpack anymore in Power Plateau. It's like not even necessary. Now for each Citrome A, you're still gonna need the two extra Sandleaf farms. So you're gonna come up here, you're gonna grab your two flowers, and you're gonna place those down. And then you also need two more for the batteries, one for each battery since they only have one Sandleaf farm connected to it. You still need a second one, so you're going to use that, 6 Sandleaf farms. And then one extra thing that I do on this main base is actually set up a powder farm. Now you're gonna use this for your depots because the depot uses powder, and then you're actually gonna want two if you're crafting all those small parts like I showed from the first base, and you're gonna want one for your sandleaf powder that's feeding the crystal parts and everything. And then you're going to want a secondary one of any kind. It doesn't even matter. And this is just going to be what you're using to sell in your depot for your jobs. It's going to be what you're filling. Now, depending on your levels, you're going to just want this to actually be a basic flower farm and not a powder farm. But since I'm max level, I can't sell flowers in the depot anymore. I have to use powder. So now that that's out of the way, we have 6 planters for Sandleaf, which are powering all of our two canned citrums and our two batteries here. We have an extra Sandleaf farm, which is only needed if you're going to be farming those extra parts on the first area. We have an extra bug flower farm here, which I use for the depot, and then you have your two Citrome seeds, Citrome powders for your Citrome seeds, and we have this little space down here, and we can just place some. Oh, I need to move this a little bit more. But you just place your two Citrome seeds down here, and they should be running, and they're being fed by the powder right here that you're farming, and then you would just do this exact same setup on a separate base, any other subpack area that you have. Um, yeah, so next base that I have set up, Valley Pass. So here I still have, this whole setup over here. I have an extra Citrum with the two Sandleaf farms. It's just your standard Citrome one. It's not the like little special one that I have. And then like I said earlier, you're gonna just do the same thing with your sub pack and have two Citrums out here, and it's gonna be using any extra Citrum that you have. So I have three Citrum A's and four Citrum C's active, and then we just need to go and set up our last HC battery. So we're on a perfect 1818. All right, so we're at the next base, and we're going to set up a standard HC battery. So this is going to be our third battery on the map, and we already have all three all three Citrome A's and all four Citrome C's. So this is literally the last thing you need to do to set up the base. All right, so the next area, Wuling. As you can see, I bought all the expansion upgrades, except the depot buds, but I'm I'm literally only using half the base. Um, yeah, you could probably do without the last upgrade again, just level two sub pack or whatever. But let me delete everything or everything except these. Oh my god, the lag is real. Oh bro, holy shit. That's actually funny. That was some insane, bro. Oh my god, that was insane lag. That's pretty funny. Um, but yeah, let me just showcase my blueprints. I'm gonna leave these because I don't want to have to re re-put in all the seeds. But so you can have your three basic blueprints here. One for your share knight, um, one for your woolen battery, one for your gold gear. So you're gonna just play your share knight. You want to make sure you have enough space at the top. Um, like have this downwards enough so that you can place this in one go. And then all you're gonna have to do is connect the water line to the top. And that's an entire share night farm. You have a protocol stash right here so you can connect to it. But this actually plans into your battery farm here. So this also, something's hitting, okay, no. This literally just goes right next to it. And I have this built so that you can actually just connect your battery or your share night straight into the battery farm. All right, so it's a share night. You can just duplicate it to double it, but if you want to build your gold gear, you can actually copy this next blueprint right here. Now, don't pay attention to these unloaders. This is for if you want to do something like this and put both your share knights going into their protocol stashes, you can grab your share knight and form it at a 2-to-1, just like this. And this should still all fit on the same map, but if you don't want to do that, if you still need to farm batteries, you can literally just delete the share knights and just move it right next to here. And instead of, connecting into your battery, it connects into the gear. So you have one gear or one battery, and you can have one gear farming at the same time. And this should all just, have plenty of space without needing max level. And you just put your batteries down here. And this is more than enough space, right? And then, you move your sub pack up over here so it fits. I personally keep mines down here just because it's closer to um, the little farming area. But yeah, three blueprints, boom. You just simple connect one, two. The carbon, I have it set up as Citrome. You can literally have this set up as bugfly. It doesn't matter as long as you're turning it into powder and then turning it into carbon, condensed carbon, whatever. So I have one, two, three, four Citrome farms, two per share night, and then one, two. Fuck. Now I'm using a third Sandleaf because I have this farm here, but like you can just stuff that up there to build the extra seed for it without having to take up more space elsewhere. And this is gonna farm the extra Sandleaf for this, and you'll still have plenty of space to leave to to put your sub pack down here in the corner. So now for the valley, this area, like as you can see, I like require almost no space. Like 90% of this isn't necessary. But let me delete everything. So we're gonna need our Hugo. the powder for or the blueprint for making the juice or whatever it is you want to make, whether you're making syringes or you're making the Janko drink, right? Or whether you're making the powder or the Janko drink, that should fit there. And then you just come over here, you grab the Wuling powder farm, and you just flip it on its side right here. And you can actually just plug directly straight into that and have them both running right there. You grab your ruling flower. You can place that right there. You can actually place two of them. Grab this and just connect them to each other. And that's literally everything you have, or that's literally everything you need. And then if you wanted to, if you're a lower level subpack, you can just move this over here, um, and not have to worry about getting that upgrade. But me personally, I would rather have this up here, just so it's more eye appealing anytime I teleport in. All right, so to recap the subpack, you literally just have your syringe farm or energy drink farm, whichever one it is. And then I have an extra Jansen powder just because it's the the most easy to use tactical, like usable powder for healing. Just, if you have that, just equip it on everybody and you don't have to worry about heals. And then you have one Jinshin farm and then one Genko farm for your depot and for your syringes. And that's pretty much it. Super, super space efficient. Blueprints. Most like you could probably get away with honestly like level one basis on here for Wuling, but I don't know. I kind of just got max level on this specific sub base because when I teleport in, I can just run over here and just zip line across to the collectibles. That's really the only reason I upgraded that base to max is for the collectibles. Same with the main pack base. The only reason that base is at max is because it actually when I teleport in, I can teleport in closer to the agricultural site. So that's the only reason I have this area and this area down here maxed. It's just because it lets me teleport closer to like collectibles and stuff. It's really not necessary. I just had the extra bucks and decided to use them. But yeah, hopefully some of these blueprints help you early game or even late game, help you save some space. And if you want to copy for one-to-one on most of these, you can. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully this video wasn't as good as the last. Hit subscribe. Lol. Bye.